Hey guys, your good old no purpose nothing here. Whip tired today. It's Saturday morning. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It was pretty crazy last night. I was hiding on the side of the road, and there was a lot of traffic, a lot of Kansas plates. And something I'm going to share is that I was paying attention to drone activity, thinking, well, they're usually watching me. But there were more drones than I've ever seen in the sky last night, and they were moving like shooting stars, which tells me that they were following people that were passing me, which means anybody from Kansas City. I saw a lot of Kansas plates, Kansas City or Kansas. Uh, they were following the traffic. I thought it was mostly gang stalkers, but there was a lot of people being followed last night. And then these drones were moving quick. I remember this happening to me when I'd be in the back of a vehicle with someone else at nighttime and watching the drone follow. And those things can move pretty fast. They've got a really good setup, very nice speed. I remember when the Department of Homeland Security bought like 30,000 of those. A lot of those are going to be in the sky pretty much all the time. Just sharing that for a moment. There's my bike. I rode about 40 miles yesterday, which makes me really tired today. I haven't had any food. I don't have any water. Hungry, thirsty. Had to stop. Kind of hiding behind this building right now, trying to take a little bit of rest. Something I wanted to share with everyone is something very important. As TIs, I think that it's important that you realize that when you came to the reality and started doing investigations like you're doing now, and probably watching my videos to try to learn more, and I'm really doing my best. But everyone needs to understand that we all have our individual psychological profiles. They're going to act differently. They're going to act how your psychological profile works. Okay, so there's a lot of different buttons to press, and you have to understand that you have been monitored. You were monitored for at least 6 months, sometimes up to a year, with a profile, and then of course you were your brain frequency, which remember that your brain produces 15 watts of power. You're actually you have a 6-foot radius that's your entire neurological, basically bioelectric nerve system. You permit that. It's all around you. You give it off. Everyone has an individual frequency that they monitor. That's where the remote neural monitoring comes in. Now, not everybody has this. Okay, not everyone's remotely neural monitored. Not everyone is a victim of a lot of the same things that other people talk about. But the most important thing for you to understand is that you are not officially made aware of your stalking until your profile has been built. In other words, you'll be gaslighted with things that they knew about previously. The gang stalkers will get in front of you and provoke you based on your profile. Okay, and it's important that you understand that everything in the physical world is meant to press buttons mentally for you. Okay, and the most important and kind of scary thing is that that's why you have thought processes, or you think of things and then all of a sudden they appear, or you think of things the way they should be, and then there'll be a confirmation, some gang stalker, or unfortunately, a lot of your friends are monitored or influenced. Okay, and it's important that you understand that basically, for the most part, the lower ranking gang stalkers are they're actually good people. I know it's very hard for you to understand. You want to have a whole emotional hate for what they're doing to you, and it's very hard to deal with because recognizing all this it's absolutely terrible. It's very tough to to come to those grips and realize that you want to think that everybody is evil, that everybody that is working against you is terrible. And unbeknownst to them, the actions they're taking are, okay? But for the most part, a lot of them don't know, all right? And all of your programming is set so that the actions that they're taking, they're really just getting a profile on you, and a lot of these people think that they're patriots. They believe they're doing the right thing. And they believe they're doing the right thing because they've been told terrible things about you, or believe that you're very wrong and that you're very evil. And they really don't even know the reasons why they're doing some of the things that they're doing to you. Okay? And so when you react, when you run into the police station and report, and when you do all of these things that are basically made to escalate your emotional levels, the people that don't really know about you, what you're doing is you're confirming their reports. You're making things worse for yourself. Okay, I know that's hard to realize, and I don't blame you a single bit. I mean, I've been through this, okay? I mean, I've been in this since 2004. And I can look back and I can see the things and the actions that they took, and I understand them a lot better. Didn't have a clue back then what was going on. And something that's very important for you to understand is that not only your level of thinking, but those around you are all escalated and programmed, and that they're all made to act in a certain fashion. And the biggest problem that I always have is when I talk with TIs, you know, and I email them, or I try to message them, or I post things on Reddit, and sometimes things they stick, and they're easy to understand, or they're like very hard. You have a hard time trying to figure out, well, why is he like that? Oh no, he should, no way, I'm getting these people back. I want a revenge. The anger and the emotion is set. I talk about God and the faith. I was a complete atheist until I went through several things. I've been homeless for 3 years, but it was only maybe a year ago that I really started realizing that faith in God was where the strength was. And even then I didn't believe it. And what I'm saying is there were so many thought processes going through my mind and those around me trying to influence those very same thought processes that prevented me from discovering the truths and prevented me from really seeing the faith. I can tell you this through many studies. I used to do a lot of science. I used to teach at the University of Missouri. I was completely an atheist. I spoke very much against Christianity. I didn't believe anybody. I didn't even respect their beliefs. So the reason I'm telling you that is because this is an issue that you have to deal with. You'll see things, and I don't want to be your coach. I just want to share, because being your coach also gives the wrong impression. The things that I'm trying to tell you are very hard to understand at times, especially your faith. And one of the biggest things was the hardest for me to accept is 3 years ago I realized what was going on. I realized that the people I was dealing with, I thought were my friends, all of the other issues that were going on, I found it so hard to believe, but I had to take that step and work against my instincts, work against the things that I thought were ultimately important, and free myself from that network. It's been tough, all right? Homeless, man. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there are a lot of things that you have to do that work against what your natural instincts are, because you have a thought process that is programmed. And it is about those instincts. It's about what is naturally being pushed onto you. Sometimes even what you think is good, it really isn't. And what you're going to notice is that every step you take where you think or you become closer to overcoming the issue or not, you will spiral. And things will get worse. And you won't understand why you're thinking the way you are. And how come I thought it was good. I really, this should have been better. But you'll be betrayed. And you'll see the betrayals. And you won't understand that either, because generally you're a good person in keeping your word. Okay, I'm going to try to talk more about this, but once again, I'm at a 10-minute on the video. I want you all to know that the pain that I suffer doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be important. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to share the words of God. And you have to understand that really, if you look deeper, the Bible is coded to protect your mind. I would have never told anybody that before until I realized that the strength of Jesus Christ and the faith in God, along with the accompanying of the Holy Spirit, it truly does help. It does affect the depressions and the things that they want to put in you, because you replace that. Okay? Try to study more. Look for yourself. Right? It's important that you do. See the beautiful country. Look at that countryside. I'm feet tired. The hills are terrible to ride my bike on. I can't even do it. I have to walk up the hill. I go down the hill real fast, and then it's 10 minutes walking up a hill. It's tough. But I'm sharing my problems. I want you to understand that you have to gain your faith. And the faith will survive you. Okay, I love you. God bless America.